Hello, everybody. I'm Michael Marston with Unity Intercom, and I thought it would be helpful if we talked real quick about our pricing structure for Unity Intercom. And so, Unity Intercom is designed to be a huge cost savings, and that's no doubt part of the reason that it's spread like wildfire across the whole globe. We've got customers all over the world. Unity Intercom is providing a professional broadcast solution for a tiny fraction of the traditional costs. But I do want to help with people that have some questions about how much does it cost and is it monthly and all of that. I get it. Yeah, I want to break it down. And I think at the end of this, you're going to discover that Unity Intercom is we're pennies on the dollar compared to traditional hardware solutions. And given the fact that we can integrate with existing comm systems, and in many cases, we have television stations, for example, beginning to switch over more and more from their existing aging comm systems to just straight Unity. Sorry, that's kind of a shameless plug, but I want to talk about Unity Intercom's pricing real quick. Unity Intercom is different than Unity Cloud. Unity Cloud is a subscription, monthly based service where you don't need to have a computer. You sign up online, and it's a cloud-based solution. I'll talk about that in a minute. Regular Unity Intercom is where you download the Unity Intercom server and you host it locally there at your location, your TV station, your production studio, your church. So, and you own it. It's a one-time purchase. Unity Intercom costs $499, basically $500, gets you Unity Intercom. It gets you what we call a Unity Intercom base license. That's essentially buying Unity Intercom. $500 gets you Unity Intercom. It comes with 3 user licenses. So for $500, you have Unity Intercom. You have it forever. You install it on a Mac computer. It allows you to, it comes with 3 user licenses. That means that 3 people can be logged in at the same time. Obviously, most people are going to want more than that. And so we sell them in groups of 2 user packs, 5 user packs, and 10 user packs, up to 63. Unless you buy what we call Unity Max. And then we take away your cap, and you can have as many users as your Mac can handle. You could have 150 users at the same time. It doesn't matter. And I'll talk about that. So a 2-user license, as you'll see, I'm referencing something over here. 2-user license is $200. A 5-user license is $450. A 10-user license is $800. So for example, a typical Unity Intercom sale, somebody buys a Unity Intercom base license for $500. Then they go ahead and buy a 10-user license on top of that for $800. That gives them 10 users plus the 3 that came with the base license for a total of 13 user licenses. And you could buy that up to 6 times. And then it would stop you at 63. In which case, please email us or talk to us because we would upgrade you to the Unity Max and remove that. The other common licenses that you're going to see when you're looking at it's again, these are all one-time licenses. These aren't monthly. The I/O license, which almost everybody should have, it's the ability to tie in with an existing comm system generally. So the Unity base license, sorry to go back, but the Unity base license comes with one listen-only program feed. So you can bring in a single audio feed from somewhere, like maybe a soundboard. You can bring in one listen-only program feed for just the $499, the $500 Unity base license. That comes with one listen-only program feed. If you need to tie in with RTS or ClearCom or Readle, to be able to allow Unity's audio to go out to an existing comm system, you do need the Unity IO license. And that's $199.99. I keep saying $200. The advanced program feed license. So at this point, you've bought a Unity base license. You have one program feed that you are able to get. If you need multiple program feeds, if you have multiple audio sources that need to come in, you're going to need the Unity Advanced license, which is going to be $399, $400, and it's going to allow up to 64 different audio feeds into Unity Intercom. So that's going to bring it so that you could have 64 audio inputs into Unity. The advanced license is a commonly purchased one. Most people want 2 or 3 minimum, but it will allow up to 64. The expanded channels and groups is for Unity 3 only, the current version of Unity that came out about a year ago. This allows you to have up to 128 channels and 64 different groups. I'll just mention it real quick. So a group is nothing more than a group of 6 party line channels. So I'll just keep it simple. If I was a church at the main campus, I would have 6 party line channels. And if I had another campus that was maybe detached or something, that could be Group B. And they would have their own 6 channels. They would have their own group of 6 party line channels. And the advantage there is that I'm on my phone. I'm able to jump back and forth between different groups. But if I'm maybe a volunteer logging in, I've been assigned to Group B. I just log in. I don't know any difference. I don't know that there's multiple groups. So this is a very powerful way to have Unity Intercom, but manage different places. You could have. Most commonly is we'll have 2 or 3. Maybe I've had as many as 12 different groups. And those groups are, again, accommodate. Each group is nothing more than 6 different. It's nothing more than a group of 6 different channels. Generally, each group has a common channel, and that common channel allows for the groups to not only be separated, but also have a common channel, so they're grouped together. And if you have a common listen channel with a person, that's what makes them show up in your users list. So me as an administrator, I want to make sure that I have a common listen channel with everybody because I want to be able to private message them in that users list. I didn't mean to spend so much time on that, but that's a very powerful feature. It's $600, it's $599, but it's for Unity 3 only. It's called the Expanded Channels and Groups. So normally you just have your regular Unity Intercom is 6 party line channels with the ability to send private messages, of course, to everybody on. But if you get the expanded channels and groups, I can start signing different groups and managing my users and plug them into different groups, and I can become a little more powerful, and I can make up to 128 different channels, which I can use to fill those groups with all those different channels. So you can really get crazy with it. The Unity Tally license is $500. I'm just moving on. The Tally license, that's the ability to select particular users on Unity Intercom as either talent or tally. So essentially, if I'm a camera person and they switch to me on the Blackmagic ATEM switcher, I'll know that my screen is going to glow green, and I know that I'm live. And Unity Intercom can tie into many different switchers, and this is a very powerful feature. We can talk more directly if you call us or whatever, because there's some to talk about. It's a little more techy, but the Tally license is $500. I'll keep moving. The online status GPIO license is very specific. It's really more of a news station. It allows me to potentially have a relay closure that tells me when a certain person has maybe logged on to Unity Intercom. Perhaps it would, a light would glow in the studio. It lets me know who's on Unity Intercom. We could talk more about that. It's not as common, but we do have a lot of TV stations using the GPIO, and we're actually going to do a lot more with that. That's a powerful feature that we're gonna expand and grow. So, I think I've covered it. What I didn't cover is the Unity Max license. I'll say it in the video. We don't say it on the website. Unity Max is $3,999. So $4,000 will take your user cap off. You don't have to enable or disable users based on how many licenses you have anymore. You don't have any rules. You can have TV stations like this a lot. You can set up 100 people with their name, a password that's unique to them. They're enabled because remember, in Unity, what uses a license isn't somebody logging in. It's somebody being enabled to log in on the server. So if you only have 30 user licenses, but you've got 60 or 70 people that could potentially be using Unity Intercom, you will have to go in and manage that quite a bit. And this is going to help tremendously where you just enable everybody and you don't have to worry about it. The only theoretical concern would be that if you were to have 300 or 400 people on, you had better be on a pretty good computer with a nice processor, that type of thing. That hasn't really been an issue, but Unity Max is actually a very popular product because it takes the rules away and it lets you have as many people enabled as you want. And you don't have to worry about user licenses anymore. When you set everybody up in your organization as an active user that can log in anytime they want to, in the evenings, especially hurricane coverage, natural disasters, anybody that would be eligible to get on comm can just hop on, and it helps people to not have to manage that. You don't have to be at the station. You don't have to VPN in and turn off these 3 people to enable these 3 other people who are normally not on comm. Unity Max is very powerful. And if you've already purchased licenses, if you've already purchased a couple of 10 users, we take that into consideration and your price would be different. There'd be a percentage taken off for what you've already paid for. So, again, this is for Unity Intercom. This is the self-hosted server of Unity Intercom. These are not monthly, these are one-time purchases. The only time that that Unity, the team, has ever gone back and asked for money was for people upgrading from Unity 2 to Unity 3. There was a $99 basically courtesy fee. It was $100 and you could upgrade from 2 to 3, but it's even to this day, it's been a year later and it's still not a necessity, but I do encourage everybody to consider upgrading for sure. Unity 3, that's there's a ton of features. That's where it's at, but Unity 2 is very functional. Lots of our customers are still on Unity 2. So that is our pricing. I'll tie it in. I'll end it with it's different than Unity Cloud. Unity Cloud is where there's none of that. Unity Cloud is just comms. It's not. There's no program feed. You don't host anything. You don't have to have a Mac computer. You sign in on our website. You pay for either an event license or a monthly subscription, and you connect to one of our computers in Atlanta or in Las Vegas, and it's real simple. There's no program feed. It's just comms. It's Unity to Unity, so there's no integration with third-party comms. There's no program feeds. There's no advanced licenses, so it's just however many users you have talking on Unity. So our main products are Unity Intercom, Unity Cloud, and then of course Unity Connect, which is also $500 per Unity Connect. However, that is a separate product. It's 64 low latency broadcast quality streams of audio over the internet